This tutorial will help you master the ETL basics. So let's get started. We have the following CSV file that contains a list of employees of a vet clinic. The only trouble is the file looks a bit messy. Some information is missing. Moreover, there are some duplicates. Besides, we would like to split the first field into two. And this is the output we want to get. All records are very nicely organized. And this is how we are going to proceed. First, we will read data from our source file. Second, we will clean up this data and then load it into the database. Let's insert a text component. MapForce offers two methods of processing text files. You can use the MapForce Flex Text utility to deal with complex nested structures, or you can select the standard processing of CSV and FLF files. We will select the second option. Now let's load our input file. As soon as we do this, the structure and contents of the input file become visible at the bottom of the dialog. By default, the checkbox Treat Empty Fields as Absent is enabled. This means that missing fields will become null values in the database. Next, we need to enable the first checkbox. This option will convert the first row to field names. Now let's take a look at the Joined In field. Since it contains numeric values, we will change its data type to an integer. Changing a CSV data type from a string to an integer will cast the incoming values to the data type integer and fail if they cannot be converted. If the CSV field is a string and the target column is numeric, the cast will happen anyway, just at the other side of the connection. So changing the data type is not necessary, but may find incorrect input data a bit earlier. Let's also give the component the following name. Now we need a target. Our target is an SQLite database with only one table. This table has a composite primary key that consists of two fields. This ensures the uniqueness of each row of data. Let's add this database to the mapping. The next step is to connect the source and target. Our database has two separate columns for titles and names, so we will need to find a way to split the employee field into two pieces of information. Let's take a quick look at the CSV file again. We can see that in each case the title is consistently separated from the full name with a space, so we can use this space to divide each employee value into two pieces. For this purpose, we will use two functions. The first one is substring before, and the second one is substring after. Both string parameters will get their values from the same employee field. Actually, we don't need the employee connection because this column will receive its data via the second function. So let's move this connection to the first string parameter. And now we can also connect the employee field with the second string parameter. For the substring parameters, we will add a constant. Since the constant is of type string, we will first add a double quotation mark, and then the actual value. In our case, this value is a space. Let's connect the constant with both substring parameters. Then we will map the result of the first function to the title column, and the result of the second function to the employee column. The first function returns the part of a string before the first occurrence of the substring. In our case, the substring is a space, and the second function returns the part of the string after the first occurrence of the substring. And we can already preview our first results. We can see that the employee data has been split into two pieces of information, and also, as expected, all the missing values have become null in the output. It is important to note that the SQL statements you see in the output are for preview purposes only. MapForce enables you to have a quick glimpse of the output without writing your data to the database. This helps you safely and quickly test the mapping and make any adjustments if necessary. We will load the data at the final stage. Next, we will deal with duplicates. Running the SQL script now will cause a unique constraint error because MapForce will try writing the same records to the database. But we can easily fix this via the database table actions. In this part of the dialog, we can specify actions that will be performed for each record. Since the insert all action causes conflicts, we will add another action. All input data will be compared with the database data. If a database record contains the same title and employee values as in the input, this database record will be updated. All the other input data will be inserted as is. In our case, the combination of these actions also ensures that duplicates from the source file will be handled correctly. To find out more about database table actions, please watch our video linked in the description below. Let's take another look at the output. The script in the output reflects the changes in the database table actions. As you can see, the output pane displays only update statements. This is because MapForce always assumes that the first table action succeeds. Only when you run the script will you see which statements got executed. Our last goal is to load the data into the database. The output pane informs us about the progress. We can also easily check the actual data in the database. As you can see, all the records are very well organized. You have successfully mastered the ETL basics. You can test all these features yourself. Simply download the fully featured 30-day free trial from the Altova website.